Alright, hi Amitaabh. You wanted to do something different, so this is a different kind of quotation I'm sending you. So yeah, we talked about yesterday creating your brand. You said you're already as big as Talyani and Rohit Bal and all those guys. And I did some homework, let's say, or research kind of thing last night, and then I figured out that all these guys have develop their brand eventually. It doesn't happen overnight or in 6 months. It takes around roughly 1 year or 2 years. Yeah. As we saw yesterday, the wedding please itself has around 188,000 followers on Instagram, and these days they get around, I think, let's say, I don't know, 1,000 likes per pic. Yeah. So I'm not sure how many organic people are there in that 188,000, but yeah, let's assume all of them are organic. By organic, I mean they're real people and they're not bots, or they're not what do you mean by bots, right? So they are not virtually being liked by any machine, yeah, because machines can do that these days. By machine, I mean artificial intelligence, yeah. So those are called bots, which automatically go into your Instagram pages and start liking as their own account, and these accounts are all fake, and these are not real humans, or these days even the animals have started having accounts, but doesn't make a difference anyways. Yeah, so getting back to the account, the branding part, it takes around roughly 2 years to create a brand online. And as we discussed yesterday, you want fashion bloggers to be writing about your costumes, your designs, right? And you want to create your brand. That's the ultimate goal, and yeah, we can help you do that. But number one, you need to have a good website, right? Number two, you need to get your SEO done, which is search engine optimization, as I showed you yesterday. If we put Studio Emerald, you don't show up on the first page. If we write Amitaabh and Tripti studio, you don't show, your website doesn't show on the first page. So that's the first thing which we need to get going, right? Second phase comes where you ask fashion bloggers to start writing about your designs, your costumes. You send them costumes, they receive it, they wear it, they get photographed in it, and then that's how the whole process works. You already know that, I don't need to tell you about that. So the only concern is you want someone to take care of it and handle the whole process for you, right? Yeah, so that's not much big of a deal. I mean, we contact a particular group of guys who already have like plenty of bloggers. I'm a part of that community, right? And there's not just one community, there's plenty of community like that. So yeah, that being said, I would suggest you start with a website. And you said it's an informative website for now. That's okay, I agree. It is an informative website, but it's not a very good one, right? So number one, we need to get the structure and the layout of the website right. Number two, we need to include plenty of more things in the website. So there needs to be an inquiry form, alright? You just have a contact us, I don't think that will work. Number two, Google speed tests need to be done, which means you need to be really fast as a part of Google crawling phase. I don't know if you understand crawling, but that's how Google archives your website. So that needs to be done, so that whenever someone searches for, let's say, fashion South Delhi, fashion in Fashion Street, whatever, you should show up. So those are called keywords. So we should get your SEO done for particular keywords. And back to website, you need to have a phase. If you want bloggers to be writing about you as well need to post about those bloggers. And what I mean by that is, what I mean by that is that you should, whatever is being written on their blog also needs to be written on your website, on your blog, and that is how it will create a better audience, so that whenever a blogger, let's say the boho girl, whenever the boho girl writes about your lehenga, you also need to say that, look, boho girl who has a audience or visibility of 1.5 billion people is writing about my lehenga, right? And this is what she's written. So that's what you need a blog for, right? So it can be a Studio Emerald blog, Amitaabh Tripti blog, right? Whatever. Yeah. So after being said about the blog, next comes e-commerce, and I'm sure you're not looking for, and I think you're not looking for an e-commerce website because you said your designs are getting copied all over. So yeah, let's leave the e-commerce. If at all you're interested, obviously, I mean, you've seen plenty of e-commerce websites, so you know how it works. So there's nothing to be said about e-commerce websites or e-commerce structure, right? So yeah, so coming back to Talehani, you mentioned the name Talehani yesterday, and regarding that, Mr. Talehani has a beautiful website, right? I'm not sure if you've seen it or not. That's how he's getting a lot of traction on his brand. He has a beautiful website. He has done it differently. That's what I called those guys and I talked about it, and they're like, yeah, we have done it differently, right? And by different, they mean, I don't know, it's not a normal standard website. It's a very different website. Yeah, so that's how it works. I mean, you should first get your website improved. You should get an SEO done, search engine optimization, digital marketing. Then let's move on to SMO. SMO meaning social media optimization, social media marketing. That is what you're specifically looking for, right? What else? Social media marketing. Yeah, so social media marketing takes care of Twitter, takes care of Instagram, takes care of fashion bloggers blogging about you, takes care of a lot of other things. Let's talk about fashion bloggers per se. So how do you interact with fashion bloggers? Alright, so these communities which I'm talking about, which have plenty of fashion bloggers with them, what we can actually do is we can do a fashion summit or a fashion conference or a ramp walk for these fashion bloggers, or kind of a chit chat, kiddie party kind of stuff, where you call these guys, you talk about your brand, you let them talk about how they are doing what they are doing, you understand their industry, they understand about your brand, they get to know about your brand. That's the best way you can actually start talking about, you can actually, you know, let these fashion bloggers know that yeah, something like Studio Emerald exists, and these guys can then have, you know, a better exposure to the kind of couture which you have, and the kind of audience which you're trying to target, and everything on those lines. But again and again, I'm saying the same thing: get your website in order, get your digital marketing done. Otherwise, asking fashion bloggers to do stuff for you is not gonna be helpful, because just, you know, people seeing name Studio Emerald or Amitaabh and Tripti designs or whatever, let's say they click on the website and they see a very shabby website, I don't think they're gonna like it. Frankly, no one likes it. I wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it. You have like, I have built such a big brand and I'm gonna like, I have such a bad face. Doesn't work that way. You need to get your face in order. You need to do the makeup right, and then you say, all right, look at my face now. So I think that's about it. I think you've got my point. Yeah. So bye bye. Hope to hear from you soon.